Today on Excite Video Magazine, we unbox the Eken H9 and talk about using it as a drift cam. Hey guys, what's up? It's Dustin from Excite Video Magazine, and today I'm actually not in my garage, but I'm in my classroom. I'm in between classes right now, and I thought I don't have much time at the house today, but late last night, I got a box. And what we are opening today is one of the Chinese faux pros, I guess. In Japanese, they're calling them GoPro Kira, GoPro Killer. So it's in America, you can get them for about $40 to $50, and in Japan, they're running right around $60 or $65. So I got on Amazon Japan, and I ordered one, and sadly, it wasn't in time for the next event because I didn't know they were going to drop ship from China. But anyway, I did get the box in, and we're going to open it up today. And afterwards, I'm going to have a little bit more comments, but we came to see it being unboxed today, so let's get started. We got the box out of the box, and as you can see, this is an Eken H9. It says it is an authentic H9. It has a remote. It's 4K Ultra HD, but that's questionable. It is Wi-Fi compatible and waterproof to 30 meters. It includes a housing, handlebar mount, helmet side mount, charger, quick clip, and a bunch of other connections. On the back, we're looking at the specs. And you can see Ultra HD 4K at 25 frames, 2.7K 30 frames, 1080p 60 and 3720p 120, 170-degree angle lens, waterproof to 30 meters, Wi-Fi included, 2-inch LCD, that's a big one. Multi-language if you're using it in many different places, micro SDHC card. The battery, it says 1050, but that's not necessarily true. So I recommend you to get a lot of batteries from what I've heard online. All right, time to actually open it up. Let's get this baby out of here. Okay, as you can see, the top has a camera, and it already has one mount attached to it. It's a clip mount. Has a case with that annoying plastic that they put on all the cell phones and stuff. So let's just rip this off. I hate this stuff so much. Some people probably want to leave it on, whatever. I'm taking it off. There's also one on the front lens cover, the protective lens on the dive housing. And when that's off, you can see that there is yet another one on the lens inside the case. So let's open this thing up and get that off there too. Clip's kind of hard. I don't want to say hard, it's tight. And you couldn't film with that thing on anyway. So even if you leave the one on the back on, you should probably take the other ones off. It's got a rubberized outer housing. And here is the USB adapter. And there's the adapter for the mini HDMI. We're going to open up the battery compartment. There's your battery. Oh, another plastic screen cover. Okay, put it back in. If you can see right there by the USB slot, that's also below that is where your SDHC goes. I've heard you can use a 16 and a 32, but you shouldn't try to use a 64. And the clip, it's a little bit picky about sliding into that groove, so consider that when you buy this thing. But, you know, it's a $50 GoPro. You can't expect too much. There's the spring clip. I'm wondering, does this spring clip fit into the real GoPro spring clip holders? There's some straps. I don't know what that's for. Throw it over there. Here's another one of the mini mounts that is included. GoPro has these same mounts. When you start using them in combination, it allows you to swivel it in different ways. Here's your USB charger. It actually uses the same charger as the Feiyu gimbal. So if you have a Feiyu, if you have a gimbal or something, you can share USB cords with that. This is kind of like the tall clip mount. The one that's on the phone right now is kind of short, and this one's tall. The nut is just a nut. You know, there's nothing fancy to it. But if you look at the real GoPro mount, they actually use nice acorn nuts. It's not really a big deal, but if you like to nitpick over small things, spend $400. Okay, the glue that goes on the back of the mounts, I'll show you later. There's some mounts, it's like a helmet mount, and they actually sent you 3M glue, so it's good to see they didn't cheap out on the sticky pads. Makes me think the thing's not gonna fall off of something for no reason. Here's the other swivel mount. Like I said, you use those together and you can put the GoPro the Faux Pro in a bunch of different positions. This thing looks like it's got a quarter mini mount on it, and it does. Oh, that one is to mount it to a tripod. You can use that to mount to a tripod. That has a standard quarter thread, just like every other camera tripod mount. And it seems like it's pretty well built. Now, this guy right here is a quarter thread, so you would screw this into a case or something, and I'll show you that in a little bit. This here is your sticky mount. They're calling these things helmet mounts, but honestly, there's two of them. You could stick them anywhere. You know, you could even, if you didn't care about your paint, you could stick them down to your bumper or anything. If you wanted to permanently mount it to a dash in the car, you could do that too. And that's how that clip mounts in. I'm really curious, do these things work with the GoPro mounts? I'm gonna check that out when I actually do my review. This is just an unboxing. Here is yet another swivel connector. And this is the case that I told you that quarter thread male could plug into. And you can see there's a quarter thread hole on the bottom and on the top. And you clip your Faux Pro into that without it being in the dive case. You can't use that and the dive case. And this thing is, I have no idea exactly how you would use this particular clip, but it reminds me of like a mini golf score clipboard. You clip it into that case. I don't know what you're going to clip it to film. Like, I guess you could turn it upside down and use it as a cheap hat mount. I don't know. Here's the remote. The two holes on the sides are so you can put a wrist strap, one of those straps I threw. You can put it through that and wear it on your wrist if you want to. And this thing, man, I had high hopes. I was hoping this thing would be a roll bar mount, but it's just a bicycle handle mount. I don't think... I tried to get it open. You can't get this thing open enough to actually put it on a roll bar. Maybe if you had some thin bar you're using as a harness bar on your main hoop, you might be able to, but you can't use it on a regular roll bar. This is the non-waterproof housing for the back. More of that annoying plastic cover, and you can see two holes on the side there. And I would imagine it's like the real GoPro. If you're going below 100 miles per hour, you know, we're talking about drift cars and stuff. If you're below 100 miles per hour, that's probably the case back that you'll want to use to record the best audio, but this thing doesn't record that good audio, so don't get your hopes up. There's some tethers and a screen wipe. The tethers will keep you attached, but you gotta attach them with the 3M. I don't want to put 3M tape on my paint. Here's the manual to the remote. The cool thing is the manuals are both written in passable English, so that's a good thing if you speak English. Here's the charger. There's your USB port, and the output on this guy is 110 to 240 volts, 50 to 60 hertz, and the output is 1,000 milliamps. So it's a 1 amp charger. Not the best, not the worst. Here's the manual, and it shows all the ways you can configure the mounts and stuff to make like 50,000 configurations. So that's everything. This is a real
GoPro mount, and I just wanted to show everybody that you can put this in real GoPro mounts. I would not suggest using the Chinese suction cup car mounts, and there's a video at the end of this video, and I'll explain to you why. Overall, for 50 bucks, the build quality was fair. It felt a little bit more like a toy than a GoPro, but I mean, you're not paying a lot of money. It's a cheap camera, so for the money, I'm pleased with it, you know, so far with them. I have shot a couple little videos to check it, and we will be doing a full review later.
All right, so there it is. It's the GoPro Killer, the Faux Pro, whatever you want to call it, the little cheap Chinese one. Obviously, we didn't test the video or anything. I actually have a rig to mount 2 GoPros together at the same time that I made, and I'm going to show you actually how to make one of those, because I think it's going to be handy. And also in the next video, we're going to take a look at some video side by side. I know it's old, but the only one that I had here actually is an old HD Hiro, and that's what I've been using before now to film. So the on-screen footage, you can see it's had some damage on the case, but the camera still works good. But we're going to compare these two. One of the main reasons that I was interested in the Faux Pro is that I really wanted a 4 black or one of the new 5s, but you know, I mean, you're looking at what, $400, about $400 for that. And what I was thinking was, I can buy one black for $400, or for the same price I could get about 8 of these. And you know, it's on a drift car. Sometimes these things come off. Actually, I just replaced the lens in this guy not long ago because we were recording at the track and it fell off, and the car actually ran over the GoPro. So I mean, accidents happen. These things get destroyed, and if I spend $400 on one and it gets destroyed, that's $400 gone. For the same price, I can get about 8 of these, and at the same time, I can be recording 8 different angles. So I can actually work less and get more video by placing them around the track on different cars. You know, I could put 2 or 3 on each car in tandem and get multiple angles of a tandem run. And that's something to consider. If you're going to be spending $400, I mean, many of you would probably rather have multiple angles, and I don't think the quality is going to be so bad that you know, it's not a potato. I think these things are using a Sony chip. This is based on the F60B model of the Chinese model, and they're using a Sony chip. You can see other reviews. There's a bunch of other reviews online that you can look at on these cameras, and they do pretty good. Everyone said that the 4K is not so good. Also, I'm shooting for America and YouTube, so 4K 25p, not really something I can use, but the 2.7K shoots in 30p, so actually I can scale that, and I can use that to help balance any shake or anything like that in post. So I'm still delivering 1080p 30. I'd like to go to 1080p 60 and eventually maybe 4K one day, but for me right now that's not possible because of the cost. So I think this is a good solution. I'm going to try to get about 8 to 10 of these little guys, and I'll show you some other mounts that I'm making, and in the next video we're going to test this out. I don't normally do camera reviews and stuff like that. Actually, I kind of am a gear junkie, but you know, this is primarily a car page and a drift page, so I do want to review some camera stuff in relation to how you can get better footage, better quality footage of your drifting. So that's why I'm covering this, and I'll show you some other stuff coming up. So I will see you next time. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. It's Excite Video Magazine with no spaces. I have Facebook. You can search me on Facebook. I also have www.excitevideomagazine.com. It's the blog. It has pictures and stuff that is not on the YouTube. It's not on the Instagram. Every one of my channels, some of the content crosses over, but they do get their own original stuff also. Also, check out these videos below. It's more related stuff, and I think you're going to like them. Subscribe to the page. You're going to get updates whenever I post new stuff, and you know, unlike a lot of these other pages and stuff, I'm actually in Japan. I'm not borrowing footage. I'm making my own footage, and I want to teach you guys what I know, and I want to learn from you guys also. So leave comments below. This is not a one-way type of thing. I want us to interact with each other, and I actually want to make friends out of this. I'm not really concerned about making any money. I just want to make friends. So add me, send me a message, add me on Instagram, send me a message there. I'll reply to everybody as much as I can. So we'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for your time. Peace.